In this video, we try to go 3 wide into the corkscrew, but I also go off of the corkscrew, and you need to watch to find out why. Hello everyone, and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video where we did beat the meta. Yes, the Gr.4 beat the meta is back, and we're in that Honda NSX. Now let me explain why first of all. I actually did beat the meta with this car a couple of weeks ago when it was in Interlagos, but because I beat it so fast, I didn't upload it or didn't edit it. Now, if you do like this video, do give it a like and do subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy the content as well as we kick off with this race. But yeah, Interlagos, I beat it on the second race. It felt very easy. I thought, that's not really beat the meta. I ended up in the top 100 very quickly, so I left it at that and thought I'd try again. Here we are then, down the inside of Adibaba, and through we go on the Genesis G70, which is the meta car this week. So you may say, what is beat the meta? A meta is the best strategy, essentially, that you pick for a race. In this situation, you pick the best car because it's daily race B. So you pick the Genesis and you win. However, we don't do that. We pick the non-meta cars. So you guys voted for the Honda NSX. So here we are in the Honda NSX. Now lap number 2 because we've finally caught up to the rest of the pack. I did do a video on this daily race specifically and what is wrong with it earlier in the week. So make sure you check that out at the end of this video. However, we don't always win beat the meta here. Sometimes we just can't beat the meta car and we come on in P2, P3, and then we'll have to go again in the future. As we look down the inside here, this is completely on me there. I sort of didn't go for it, and then it just ended up being very clunky. Completely my bad. Apologies there to Rockin' Rolly as we let them go as well, and we lost all that time anyway as we head in towards the kink. Fortunately for the German, they do go off the circuit there, and they're going to hit the barrier, so we're going to retake that position then. But yeah, apologies for that move at turn 1. You have to send it in this NSX because that Genesis is absolutely fast in a straight line. Even more so in the race and in the practice laps. It just pulls for days, that car. As we see the Polish driver go off there, they come back on. We're side by side through the right-hander then. As we continue on here in chase cam, then we've got RL250 up ahead, defending on the inside here. In this nice little battle with these Genesis then as we go in towards the left there. Oh, it's so close. If you're wondering why they're flashing the lights behind, they're probably a pad player and they're just pressing that analog stick a bit too hard. That's all that is, so never worry about that. Side by side through here we go. Oh, I'm pretty sure the brick just got tagged by the Polish driver who tags me as well. We're going to be 3 wide heading towards the corkscrew here then. What can we do here as we go into this braking zone? There's a slight tap there, but the Polish driver down the middle then gets the job done as we continue on through here. We're trying to still get that position from RL250 as we go into this left-hand. This is where the NSX is stronger than the Genesis. However, the RL250 there in that Genesis did very well indeed as we go into this right-hander. Really good battle so far, but you are seeing the strength of that Genesis going up towards the corkscrew, and it's the same towards turn 1 as well. It's really, really, really difficult to defend from as we leave here, and we've got Rockin' Rolly back with us then, and look at this. You can see the pull, the difference here. So they've just gone towards that inside. I'll let them have some space there, and they're just going to keep pulling on by. It is so hard, actually, this one this week. It really is. I did this first race, to be honest with you, and I thought, you know what? It's probably possible here. And I could only choose the NSX because of last time when I did it at Interlagos. I was like, I have to do it now and go for it. Trust me, folks, this one this week is ridiculously hard, so we'll see whether I do it or not as we continue on through that right-hander. We'll actually advance further towards the corkscrew then, and we're still behind here as we go into this braking zone. Rockin' Rolly sends it down the inside. R250, really good awareness to see them coming. So we continue on through, and they gave them space. Unfortunately, they lost out, but that is such good awareness. Really brilliant driving from the British driver there. Really was good racing with you as we go into the right-hander. So big shout out from me, that one, as we head towards the end of the race. But you're seeing the struggle here. Normally in Beat the Meta, where we do last to first, of course, I will explain some of the other rules, but they're also in the description as well. Normally in Beat the Meta, we go from last to around about P8, P7, and we go, okay, yeah, it's probably doable. That one is very, very, very difficult, but I'm up for the challenge to try and do it. Now, of course, some of the rules state that I have to have A+ drivers in, and I can do this as many times as I want. So now I qualify, I put a quality of that pin. 127.4, that's not too bad, to be honest with you. And this was straight away and at the start of the week, so I was very much up there on the leaderboards very early on in the NSX. But as I said earlier on, with this car and the Genesis is much better in race pace than it is in quali pace. So the fact it's P1 in quali means it's blistering in terms of race pace. Now, a part of that I found actually was due to tyre temperatures, weirdly. I have no idea why this. Oh, hello, tempo's gone off at the kink. A few of them this week, that is for sure. But I'm pretty sure it's to do with tyre temperatures, and you'll see that as we go through this race. Up ahead there, Lewis has a penalty, a 0.5 second penalty. So we're going to have the run on Lewis. We've got Gr.3 up ahead in P1 as well as we go around the outside of Lewis then, heading towards turn 1. Can we get this move done then as we go into here? Lewis still got some part of the car on that inside. The space is cautious space. Yes, I could have potentially closed it off, but a lot of people do close gaps off where you really shouldn't, because you don't know where that person is on the server. Apologies there for that stall. You don't know that person is on the server. So where it is on your screen isn't where in fact they are. They're actually further forward than you realise, and you're further back than you realise because of the way the network works. But we did get our position from this round the outside at turn 1. Very, very, very happy days with that move indeed as we go into this left. But we're going to have to try and catch Gr.3 here, because Gr.3's built a very nice gap of 1.7 seconds. Lewis is not giving up though as we head towards the kink then. We drop it down. We don't drop a gear, sorry. We brake and drop it into the kink there at that 2 board. The 2 board is what I was after there. You see here Lewis catching up then. Doesn't go for the move into the corkscrew. You have a little bit of a wiggle there. That's just because of the crest of the hill. That's not because of Lewis's bump draft as we continue on down here. So we maintain position for now. We are defending like crazy from Lewis. So you're probably seeing the problem here right now. It's more about defense than an offense. So I have to absolutely nail the quali lap here, even to have a chance. Apparently I'm giving myself a chance there because we get the right-hander all sorts of wrong as we head in towards this left-hander. And we're very cautious here. But Lewis goes around the outside beautifully then as we leave that corner. I see Tempo's got a run there. I leave Tempo a bit of space to come back on the circuit here then as we jump back to the chase cam as we start lap number 4. So a brilliant race so far, to be honest with you. But we're going to have to defend like crazy to do this. And in first, we're going to have to get in front of everybody. We really are. It's going to get harder throughout the week. Going to turn 1 there, slight bit of contact. I did feel that was my fault, a little bit of understeer, so I did let Tempo go there. Although Tempo made a brilliant move around the outside anyway. But I was lifting a little bit more there just to ensure Tempo kept that position. So we're down to P4 then. Chappers now behind me in the Volvo Genesis. Yes, I love that livery, Chappers. As we continue on through here, a little bit of clip of the sound. And again, look at the Genesis. It just powers on through. The second you get to 4th gear, it keeps going. And you don't. So as we come into this left-hander, again, we're side by side. Brilliant stuff. Nice sort of Volvo line. I'm pretty sure that's the V8 Supercar livery that the Volvo has over in the Australian Championship then. As we go through the right-hander, Chappers just clips that sausage. Then going to have dirt on their tyres. I try and make the move on decision very quick there to go down the inside because I kind of figured Chappers would understeer here as we go through this left-hander. And we do get that position back up into P4 we go then. But what a race this has been. What a race indeed then as we head in towards the kink. Can we keep it through? There we go. Yes, we can. Chappers still struggling with those dirty tyres. And we finish in P4. Gr.3 there, accelerating ahead. A 7:25 at 9. So we're also looking to try and beat that time if we do end up in the lead. However, this is going to be a hard, long struggle. Remember, the further on in the week we go, the further behind we go on the times there. I haven't improved by this point here. This is another day. We're racing Chappers, who has improved there because they started behind me in the previous one, and now they're ahead of me. With P2, though, still on this 27.4 as we head towards turn number 1. Again, if you are enjoying this video, do give it a like. Do subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content because remember, even if we don't win Beat the Meta, we're still doing a car profile on this Honda NSX Gr.4 car, and the testing for the Gr.4s has begun. Speaking of car profiles, you may have missed the previous one. No, you haven't missed it, actually. It's half edited. I didn't get it out in time, so it will come out in the future, which is a Gr.3 retest on some cars. So very interesting results as well as Chappers goes off there through the right-hander here on lap number 1. So I've got a chance at the moment. I am keeping up with Chappers here. We saw Chappers make a mistake earlier on as well. And again, another mistake there, clipping the sausages. They are so dangerous here. Chappers goes defensive then as we head towards the left-hander here, the kick. Very dangerous to go side by side here, but we try it anyway. Chappers nails that beautifully as we continue on through here. But P2, Lucas, I've got Nick as well behind it. Look at this. We're 3 wide. I'm in the middle here. Can I defend from this? And that's the question. I'm trying to do my best here as we go into this left-hander. Well played to absolutely everybody there because that was very hard to do. 3 wide into the corkscrew is insane. Like, absolutely. I don't see it very often. And when I do see it, it's only a crash. Someone's off, but well played to everybody there. 5th June, Lucas. 5th June, otherwise known. I think it was Matt, wasn't it? Apologies there. As we go into the left-hander, we're just going to calm it down here then. As we continue on out there, Chappers hasn't accelerated away either. We've still got a chance of the victory here, but I think we're going to have to go defensive then in towards turn 1 because remember, 4th gear, that Genesis just pulls and pulls and pulls, and you're seeing it right now. I'm going defensive here. I'm making sure there's no gap on that left-hand side for Matt to go into. Matt or Nick, actually. There we go. Through to the left we go. And we do defend then, keep it on the inside. The one positive about this car it's better at handling, so you can get around corners a little bit quicker than the Genesis. And arguably, in the practice lap, the Genesis is slightly slower in Sector 3. Through the next right-hander we go then. We're just keeping it in P2 right now. We just clipped the sand there. We are going to have to go defensive surely here. That Genesis is coming very quickly. Hard on the brakes we go then. Nope, Genesis doesn't go for it for now as we continue on through. I definitely found that the Genesis was very strong going up here on the uphill bit. And then, as I say, towards the corkscrew, it flies. It really does. In towards left we go. Oh, minor adjustment there through the kink. However, I think 5th June had to do the same thing there as we advance towards the end of lap 2. And once again, we've caught up to Chappers a little bit then. So this race really unfolding very nicely. We're in this really epic battle at the moment. And we're going to see the Genesis then go towards that right-hand side. We're going to stay on board this time as we head down towards turn 1. I can't remember what on earth happens here, but we're going to do the same thing as last time. So the overlap was there, so I could open up the corner a little bit more here then, because that would be very hard for 5th June to go for it. And the same defensive move done here. So you can see here, it's going to be a very hard slog this to even remotely try and get the victory. Let's have a look at Matt and Lucas, and we'll look at the reverse camera here as we head towards the fast right-hander in we go. Let's see where the strengths and weaknesses are of this Genesis. Weirdly, actually, Genesis, or the brand Genesis, I've never heard of before Gran Turismo 7, and now they're absolutely everywhere. I see them all over the UK. Very odd indeed, but look at that. The Genesis is so strong through that corner. It really is. It carries so much momentum. Arguably, Matt has to slow down because of me as we head towards the kink. Then through we go. Just do that. They get very close to the exit there as we head towards the top of the corkscrew. Where's Matt going to go? Goes towards that right-hand side then. It's arguably the left as you see it, but right, of course, because we are looking behind then as we continue down the corkscrew. Let's get back on the front camera then here as we go into left-hander. Some really good racing so far. Chappers has extended that gap then to 9/10 of a second. As we go into the right-hander. Do we nail this? Yes, we do indeed. We're just trying to build that gap a little bit. Give us some breathing room for the start-finish straight here as we go into the final corner. So it's a big old fight here. 4 cars in the fight for the lead. Arguably, Chappers does have the advantage here because I am literally well, not the Pug train, the Honda train, the VTEC train, or whatever you want to call it in terms of trains. As we head down towards 2-1. 2-1? It's not 2-1. Turn 1, Tidge. Get your vocabulary right as I say that. Oh, dear. What a terrible moment of commentary. Right, through the left we go then. We're still in P1. No, we're in P2. Oh, no, it's going wrong. Tidge, what are you doing? Right, we're in P2. We're aiming for P1 then. And 5th June is fighting here. Honestly, I have these moments. I do one-take shots, as you know. This is a one-take. You're getting the bloopers at the same time. As we continue on through here, then defending. We have to defend here. Look how strong the Genesis is out of that corner. So we go defensive into the left-hander. We have to slow it down really hard there. We really had to. Fortunately, 5th June had to slow it up, and the Greek just misjudged it a little bit. Bumped 5th June into me, gave me a massive boost then as we head up towards the corkscrew. A bit of breathing room, which is what I'm after as we continue on through there then and in towards the left. But this has been a cracking race so far. You've seen the majority of it, if I'm brutally honest. It really was that good as we go into the right-hander. But Chappers looks like he's got the victory here, and it looks like it's going to be a P2 for me. It's still giving me a little bit of hope that I can defend at least here, because I've defended like crazy. Chappers goes very deep in towards the last corner, though, there. And that's going to reduce the gap substantially. Under a second, once again, is what we want to see. 9/10 of a second. When we advance towards corkscrew, it's dropped to 3/10 of a second. I've flown on this last lap, and this is what I'm talking about. I feel like the tyres warm up on the final lap in this NSX. It really does struggle with tyre warm. Unfortunately, I get the corkscrew all wrong. Very common thing to happen in MR cars. It looks like there's penalties there for both of them in P2 and P3. And we come back on the circuit here, dropping down the order. But critically, tyre temperatures. Okay, so as the race goes on, the car reduces understeer substantially, and suddenly the car becomes very nice to drive at the end of lap 4 and on lap 5. Arguably, it didn't go very well there for me because I binned it at the corkscrew, but even so, it really does become better to drive. And I suspect that's due to the Genesis's all-wheel drive system. It spins the wheels up a little bit quicker on the front wheels, so it gets grip quicker on the front wheels. We're on hard tyres as well, so we're not going around corners as quicker. So it literally takes longer to warm the tyres up as well. And this is what I'm seeing here. This is why the Genesis is so strong in the race. Because literally it warms its tyres up. It's got a bit of pull there. It can spin its front wheels up because I do feel like the diff is more towards the front. And that's what it is. Anyway, race number 6 now. I did some more races. I crashed in one. I had a pretty okay race in one. I had a dreadful race. No, a dreadful race in the last one I did, which had Z lynching actually, and we had a pretty good race there. But I can't show you every single race, otherwise this would be an hour long. This is my last attempt, okay, and I had to edit this video after this. But I'm starting in P1. I did a dream of all dream laps. I won 27.2. And it worked. It absolutely worked there. You can see here, I'm about to get a 1:28.0 on the last lap because it just warms up this car. It gets better and better and better. And arguably, it's only 1 second behind Gr.3's final race time that we saw in the very first race or second race. So it shows we have the pace there. It shows the NSX can beat the Genesis. And we did right there, folks. We really, really, really did. We went on a journey with this one. I was getting very frustrated in parts because it was very hard to do. But there you have it. The Honda NSX, it has a first place. We have done BMW beat the Meta in the M4. You can check that out at the end of this video as well. There'll be 2 videos to check out. The daily race commentary this week and also the BMW beat the Meta. Now, you are seeing some votes there. So we've had a lot of votes. I'm all caught up on comments now. I'll try and stay on top of comments going forward. But you can see all the votes here. So if you want me to drive a particular car, all you got to do is type out the manufacturer. And if it's got 2 in, the car model as well. So with the Alpha, any Alpha votes, because most of them were 155s, but there was the odd I vote Alpha. I assumed it was 155, so they all went on that one. And you can see all those votes here. So there is the P21 to P30 in terms of votes. So down to the 1 voters and actually the no votes there with the Alpha and the Hyundai Genesis Gr.4 car down at the bottom. Of course, not to be confused with the Genesis that we raced in the background. So lots of cars to do in Beat the Meta Gr.4. You're going to be seeing more and more of that as we go through the year. We still do have some Gr.3s to do. Now, you do need to check out the Gr.3 Beat the Metas to see what we still need to do. But we've got Ruthless Boys in there. I know that much. Some of the older cars are there as well. But there's still a lot to do. We are going to do a car profile with this Honda NSX. We'll see how it compares to that BMW M4. Whether the Honda is much better than the BMW, whether it's even, or whether it's worse. We don't know yet. And we will see during the car profiles that we do. If you have enjoyed this video, as always, do give it a like and do subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate all the support. But the Gr.4 Beat the Metas have begun again, and we should have some good fun. This one was a bit frustrating to do, but we did it. We beat that Genesis. 2 videos there to check out then, of course. So the first one is going to be Beat the Meta with that BMW M4, so you can check out how that went. And, of course, the other video is the commentary on this daily race on how it could be improved substantially. That's going to be it for me, though, folks. A big thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon. And check out those 2 companies at the bottom.